That's
So, and then remove approved. Any software related to personal equipment must be downloaded by the office manager for protection of the town's computer network. And then, town employees are not allowed to use town equipment or technology for personal business interests, ballpark, benches, political activities, or other uses deemed by the office manager to be inconsistent with town business, period.
I guess I think that contradicts what's up in paragraph 1 and 2 of the policy. We've said they can.
No, this is personal business. In
Business
other words, they don't
interests.
want an employee to be conducting, if they own a painting company, they don't want the employee doing their husband's paint company work,
Bookkeeping, yeah.
bookkeeping at work, and they don't want them, if they're helping someone run for office, they don't want them doing any of that
Okay.
political work, yeah.
And can that not be,
They can run for office?
There's a very magnificent chance that I won't.
my other thought is, under personal use, those last two items, can that not be put together as one paragraph? Well, paragraph 3 under personal use.
I don't have a 2-line sentence here.
Well, let's link to the next page.
Oh, okay.
Town employees are not authorized?
Yeah,
Okay.
that ends with, for the protection of the town's computer network.
Right.
The next paragraph starts out, town employees, could not that be combined to say, furthermore, town employees are not allowed to use. You don't even have to say town employees, it's employees. Just
Yeah,
said,
it's
furthermore,
employees.
employees are not allowed to use town equipment or technology.
I
We
think
put
that
in
these are
also-
two different subjects.
Was that being separated out to sort of make it stand out?
I think so. It's almost like it would be a bullet, because the third paragraph is talking just about equipment, not connecting equipment and so forth. And the next one addresses on the employees,
Looks like business interests.
yeah. It's not for personal, it's not personal equipment or personal software. They're telling them, don't conduct your personal business.
Yeah, it's
on-
not like looking at pictures of your grandchildren.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Activities, uses deemed by the office manager to be inconsistent with town business.
All right,
So do you want to take the town off and just put employees are not allowed?
yeah. I would. This great town has just been beaten to death in that.
You don't mind one budget. So it just employees are not allowed to use town equipment or technology for personal business interests.
We could come up with a, no, I can't remember the word, for town's electronic communication and information system.
You know, the initials for it.
No, well, probably just as well, because I think if we come up with an icon for it, then no one's gonna know what the hell that is, it's us.
Well,
Well, the first time you
Put it
use it in the
something,
personal,
yeah. Then
the
you
first time
change
it's
it
in
to
the policy.
ECIS. NCIS.
So if you had,
Like
Um,
usually an
so I'm trying
icon
to make-
is the name, the real name, professional name of a system.
Not icon, that's not really the word. Huh?
acronym,
Acronym.
that's it. Yay.
Is that you think, yeah?
We had a complete blank going on here.
Anyway, we can come up with one.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so that's, town employees are not allowed to use town equipment or technology for personal.
Business, comma, pick up for, after that comma.
For-profit ventures?
Oh, the
Personal
for hyphen.
business interests.
Yeah, it's a hyphen, yeah.
For
Well, even if it's for nonprofit.
profit,
Yeah, I mean, I do things for a nonprofit organization.
or
that's true.
non-profit, yeah. Do you want to include that? Or non-profit ventures?
Well, what can we put in there instead of profit or nonprofit?
there isn't anything. It has to be.
Outside, it says outside, hobbies, close.
Softball rosters.
Well, for-profit ventures would be businesses, personal, would be businesses, for-profit
Personal.
ventures.
Yeah, if it's a personal business interest, you're probably hoping it's for profits. We would change that to non-profit. Most people don't try to make a non-profit
Well,
business.
for-profit ventures, what else could be besides a personal business? What if they belong to
Well,
another
for instance,
organization? And
the
it's not
Elks is a
their personal
for-profit.
business.
Organization.
Really?
What is it?
Elks,
Really?
that's my brother in law's. It
Rand's got
It is.
Handshake and a call and then Fred Flintstone. Water buffalo.
Are you filming this?
Water buffalo.
She is.
cat
I'm in trouble.
Secret handshake.
Well, personal business interest would be something that, you have a personal business, your husband has a personal business, whereas for-profit or non-profit ventures could be any organization. There are organizations that raise money for profit, so they do,
I think it just put for-profit and non-profit ventures. You,
and
what do you think?
Sure.
Madam Chairwoman?
non-profit ventures.
Okay.
Political activities or other uses deemed by the office manager to be inconsistent with town business. If there's any question about whether a use is appropriate, it should be forwarded in writing to the office manager for a determination.
Is that you?
Yeah, I'm stretching my feet out. You go that way, and I stretch
Yeah,
this
let's
way.
go. He's going this way.
So we add profit and non-profit, right?
Yeah, we-
Okay. And then I had 3 questions. Just in quickly looking over some of these samples that we had, there was a question here about, I made me wonder if anything special is needed or any verbiage is needed for elected officials that may use the system.
No, it says political activities.
No, she means like the selectmen.
I know.
Or Mr. Paul.
Yeah, well, for security, more, I think this asks more about security. Just let me see what it says. We're sorry. Additional policies or recommendations for elected officials. You may have elected officials conducting electronic conversations via email or social media, creating documents or recording the information using technology tools. Be sure you think about how these documents and discussions are managed and merged with other town or city information. If the city provides equipment for elected officials, you might need to also communicate expectations and limitations about how that equipment is used. So I don't know if that's the case. I know for the code enforcement officer has his own equipment. But should that be treated any differently? But he's
But
not
that's-
elected, he's
that's
appointed.
business.
Yeah.
Right, it's business.
That's not, that's to me totally different than if you had somebody on, that holds an elected office, and he's running for election using town equipment.
Right.
But it says not for, not for political reasons, so.
Right, but if he's conducting town business with emails, I think the only thing that would address that issue would be how long he has to save them.
Oh, you know, the other thing is, I don't think that elected officials are considered employees.
That's right.
And this policy is for employees.
So non-employees are not allowed to use town equipment.
That's right. It says,
Right.
no
I'd be surprised if they
non-employees.
I know.
You'd be
Unless
surprised
the
if they did
rabbits-
use it?
Didn't.
did. If they, no, I'd be surprised if they did use
Oh,
it.
really?
I would too.
There doesn't seem to be anything that they want to know. Maybe word processing.
We would put in
The
that
secretary's
it's only
notes, of course, would be
for
on
town
there.
employees, we could also say in brackets, not including
Maybe that's something,
business spot.
well, we could always put it in, and, they can change it. But I guess it's just trying to make you think about whether or not you should include something in the policy and procedure or whatever, that has to do with anything in particular to do with elected officials that may be treated differently than other town employees. But you're
Well, does it
right.
make sense to change that first sentence to say, this policy governs the use by town hall employees and elected officials?
Well, we have to change the title to
It would, yeah. Then it would just be
Computer use
town
policy.
Yeah, right.
And then we could use the users instead of employees or something, because you wouldn't want to have to put employees and elected officials on every line.
True.
Do you want to check with Jennifer as to the?
I think if we want, we put it in there
Okay.
and
Okay.
then see what kind of a response. we
Okay.
get.
So what we're talking about is,
So that first sentence, just change it to read by town hall employees and elected officials.
it's possibly going to use town electronic communication information systems by town hall.
Maybe like us.
No, I mean like Ken Hall.
He's an appointed, so is he must be an employee.
He gets paid.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's stuff.
Oh, that's true. So why aren't they an employee if they get paid by the town?
I think because they're elected, it's a different.
Or we could put
Yeah,
town
are they covered?
employees including elected officials,
No, because then that infers
that they're not town
that they
employees.
are employees. If you say and, or.
No, including, just including.
So what are we putting and or including?
I thought it would be.
And.
Employees and
And we're going to change all the other employees to users or something.
just elected officials or town elected officials.
Yeah, I would just make it.
Elected. Okay, so users.
I made a change employee.
Where are you using users?
Every place where it says employee for the second sentence on down.
For instance, right here.
Policy governing use of town's electronic communication systems by town hall employees and elected officials. So, in parentheses, there should we put,
No.
refer as users?
No. No. Here, for instance.
That will be
Employees, that will
understood,
say users.
and that will be totally understood throughout the whole thing,
I think so.
even without
I think-
indicating.
Anybody that ever gets on a computer.
Well, you were saying that if you had an acronym for
Users.
something, you would use that acronym the first time it's used in the document.
Yeah, but
That's
users
not
is
an
a
acronym.
word.
Users is
It's not an acronym.
right, describing somebody that uses it.
Okay, so we
Because
don't
when we
need
get
to.
down to here where it says only town employees, it's going to say only town users are authorized to use the. We can just make,
Or that you could say employees and elected officials.
yeah, we'll have to look through this thing.
Yep.
Make it sound it's not.
Yeah, town employees on the third paragraph,
Where
right at the
about
bottom,
these?
we can say users are not a
Yeah,
end
actually,
user.
get rid of the only town employees, and just put users, users are authorized to.
Right. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. You can't just do a rule change, we have to go through.
I know.
So what are you gonna do? Just so that when I get it, I'll know what I'm looking for, what changes.
Anywhere it says employees after the first line, it's going to say user. And then we're going to,
Word employees,
employee or employees, it's going to be user or users. And then we're going to fill it with the word, it's got only town stuff. It's just a sign.
Users. throughout the whole document.
Only employees and elected officials.
Sorry.
On that paragraph, it says only town employees are authorized.
Group of
to
users.
say,
We just need to get rid of only town employees, and just be users,
yep.
you know, stuff like this. We'll go through it.
Okay.
You know, I did find one or two more places where it still refers to the technology.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought we were.
But that was considered, either one or two, and the software.
No,
You can't have
can't find it. But I have my, you know what, I'll email it to you.
Okay.
Will that be okay?
Yep.
Because, I'll make the changes that we suggested here on
Okay.
it, and I'll email it to you.
Sure.
Okay?
I see you updated the meeting times on the Will Town Citrus.
They did.
They did, have recently emailed me, so thanks.
No, I didn't even look. Check this very.
They check.
I don't know, she still has a tulip thing up there.
What did she do?
The tulip, buying a tulip. for
Oh,
the thing, they
really?
sold tulips in it, yeah.
Well, are you still gonna use that?
Oh, yeah, well, when it comes up every year.
Yeah.
But they're not selling it.
Oh, they're not selling it?
Did anybody tell her? You know?
Probably not.
I didn't, did you?
Nope.
Yeah, spring's coming.
And the picture does look pretty.
It does.
Yeah.
I was amazed at how well they came out and just the fact that they were in bloom for, it's about 3 weeks.
I know, they were all.
I've never seen tulips stay that long.
Yeah.
All right,
So
we're done with that
what did
first
we
little use
decide,
section.
yeah, well, what did we decide about, oh yeah, we are finished with it, and I'll send it to her. So the question came up about the elected officials, if they use the system. The other one is
So we're taking care of that.
addressing, automatic backups, that the system
They're not
has
in that
automatic backups. Hmm?
We're not in that.
I know,
It's just computers.
but,
Yeah, we're not, I don't think we're
Do you-
going into backup
did
systems
we
on.
include that in some other section?
I don't think it's part of computer use policy.
That's more of an office
That's
policy.
a technical,
Okay, and then review and that the policy should be reviewed every year. That's what it suggests, that.
but you could say that about any policy, right?
And aren't they going
No,
to
but
do that?
this here, they said, this one here more so because so many things change in the computer business and the computer world.
Oh,
And so it should be reviewed every year.
okay.
And reviewed and changed if necessary, it said. So I just thought that we should make sure that we maybe include something about that in it. So that's all.
Then maybe that would be a one-line sentence at the end of the whole thing.
Maybe. Okay, so, and I'll make these changes.
Or it could actually be the last sentence under in the policy section.
Mm,
I think it'd be a good place.
That's a
Yeah,
good
that
point.
would be the better place for it, right?
Yeah, but employee computer
Review
policy.
annually.
I say this policy will be reviewed annually.
I guess I did too much.
Okay.
And the software, hardware games. On the first line, can we change his and her to their, T-H-E-I-R, job functions?
Well, isn't there a plural?
They don't have a singular him or her.
I had a problem with job functions, I think you should have one of her or the other.
Yeah, okay.
So one there.
well, EIR shows, that form shows
Right.
ownership.
Yes.
So
You
should
take
should
out
it
what, take out
just,
functions, or take out
I
job?
took out functions.
Okay.
so should it be all software and hardware required for employees to perform
Yes.
their
If you're
job?
gonna do there, you should be employees, yes.
Employees, and they'll take out the "and,"
To perform their job.
employees to perform
Will
their
be
job
provided by the
function,
town. No, we're saying take out a function.
their job, period. Provided by the town. And that sentence at the end says to your supervisor, that's okay, supervisor will discuss the request with the office manager. The next sentence, the games. This says games are considered inappropriate in a business environment and therefore not permitted. And yet, at the end of the fourth paragraph under internet, it says, no software or files may be downloaded from the internet unless approved in advance by technology department. This includes, but is not limited to,
The fourth paragraph?
Yeah.
the last word in the fourth paragraph says, and games.
Yeah, that's listing things you should not download.
But it says,
Unless approved.
unless approved in advance.
Yeah, if you approve them, let them.
Right,
So
but
you
Elaine's
don't-
pointing out that this is a contradiction. Up here, if you say games
Games are
are not
considered
permitted.
totally
Right.
inappropriate in a business environment and therefore are not permitted. And then here, it's included in the list of things that have the possibility of being
Well, I think just
approved.
because they're listed there doesn't mean they have a possibility of being approved. They're saying things that you should not download.
No software or files may be downloaded from the internet unless approved in advance by the, and that should be
Change it to office
office
manager.
manager, right?
And your other technology.
This
products,
includes,
this
but
is
is
the
not
last line,
limited to
software.
free software downloads, Macs, screeners, and games. I just thought that I felt as though it contradicted it.
Well, we'll see.
If you
Should
point
we
blank
take
say,
these out and say and screensavers?
Well, let me ask you this. I know in the early goings, the very basic training on computers, it used to be that it was common, especially if you were in a training class, that they would let you play games because they wanted you to get the keyboard dexterity, finger dexterity. But that was in a training environment, and it was, because now kids in kindergarten.
Right.
but also, I don't think that,
Scratch that.
Should cover it a little,
It's not.
What'd you call it, wood burning?
wood burning computer.
All right, kids left off.
A lot of times in training now they'll have the games on it so people who know what they're doing will have something to do and not kill the people who don't know what
In
they're
the
doing.
class.
it probably doesn't hurt to have it say games again under the internet section.
I think saying don't download games in the internet thing is,
I just wanted to make sure that everyone felt that it wasn't a contradiction.
Let's wait till we read through it and see if we change mind.
Okay.
Right?
Because really, the main sentence there is no software or files may be downloaded from the internet. And if you left out unless approved in advance by technology department, and this includes, but is not limited to, and it says games, so it's saying should not be downloaded. But the unless approved in advance.
Okay. All right, we're not down that far. Back on the software on the
Yeah.
third
I want
section.
to take out a department manager.
You do, which one?
Any
Do
particular
you want
department?
to name it? Are we still under software?
Yes,
Do we even have such a title in the town?
Yes,
Department
they
manager?
do.
We do.
Yeah,
but the office manager is God to the computer, so.
right. All right,
Yeah, I agree.
third item on the software names, hardware. Are we okay with that? Download software, hardware, screensavers, toolbars, clip art, etc.
We?
See where it says that, and then you take it out? Should be which.
Are we all in the same paragraph yet?
Download software, hardware, screensavers, should be which have not been specifically included.
All right, I defer to you on that. You are the queen of witches and bats.
I was gonna say it was the witch person, but that's okay.
I didn't say that.
No, I know.
You're very careful not to say that.
All right, so in this section, where is this department manager that you want
The next paragraph.
to?
Go back to the paragraph.
Yep.
We have downloads twice. It says download software, hardware, blah, 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 and then downloads that have not been specifically approved in writing.
Or it says or downloads. Downloads.
Right, so I think you get rid of the
Right,
first
that's right.
downloads.
How about software and downloads, because they're both in there twice.
Okay, I'll go with that too.
So new software?
You know, we have really butchered this.
Or, well, it was hard doing it when we did it. We cannot do that again. So are we still going to leave the witch in there instead of the bat?
Yeah, but it looks like has been, has not been specific.
Download software, hardware, screensavers, toolbars, clip art, music.
So have should be has.
Which
Movie
has
clips,
is, yeah.
other equipment. It needs an and in there somewhere, doesn't it?
Or
Other equipment.
Or other equipment.
Which have not, has not.
Which has not been specifically approved.
Which has not been.
Now, before you get too carried away in the next paragraph with killing off the department manager, I think the whole thing is a duplicate of section 2 on the policy.
There's no department manager there.
No, but it talks about the town, it says the town also reserves the right to monitor and remove data, email, social media content. Yeah.
Okay.
So take it out.
Do you see any part of it that's not a duplicate?
The town also reserves the right to monitor and remove any data, email, social media, contents, files, settings on computer-related systems maintained for.
Maybe we just throw the word software in what they can remove. It doesn't
That
address
was the
the
policy.
yeah, up here.
It doesn't say
It
hardware
doesn't say-
either.
Yeah.
It doesn't say,
software.
it doesn't say unauthorized programs or software either.
Right, that's what I say, we should put software, and Deb says we should put hardware, but I think that's appropriate. And then get rid of this whole paragraph.
Yeah, okay. So it will be the town also reserves the right to monitor and remove any
Hardware, software.
hardware, software, data, and the rest of it.
Should it say unauthorized hardware, software, as
No,
it does in the
no,
other?
It might be
No?
authorized that you never remove as well. It's awesome.
Changing something,
Okay.
yeah.
Especially if it's not pertinent to your function.
And then software, comma, data, email, social media, software equipment. Do we have to cover equipment?
Hardware.
Hardware and equipment would be the same?
Yes.
Okay, wouldn't be referring to like the camera or attachment or something like
It's
that?
partially hardware.
Still hardware. Downloads or other resources if they could harm system or technology. Maintain will be it.
Okay. All right, are we down to electronic mail?
Yeah.
Three of us out. I have four.
Favor?
Are you okay with moving on to
She's holding
electronic
out.
mail?
She's
Yes.
holding out.
Okay, it's clear. Okay.
So what do we,
So your answer is no.
So the answer is no. I know, you were stewing over something there.
it takes me a while to catch up to you guys. You young folks just move along much too fast.
Young folks.
Listen, this last paragraph there, a department manager, we're removing that entire paragraph?
Yes.
We should probably-
I know, I didn't get a chance to kill him off or anything.
Okay, I am ready,
All right.
Madam President.
Oh, one of the things.
All right, we're moving, and we're moving forward.
Take that picture.
Well, what about this bluff I know? Oh, no, that's me.
Following policies, it almost sounds like this is a separate policy from,
Yeah.
Which one, the electronic mail?
yeah,
So you want to just get rid of the whole sentence?
Oh, no, actually, I think that's a really good sentence because maybe it shouldn't be the following policies. Maybe it should say this policy relates to both business and personal email content sent from a town.
But that's still making it sound like a separate
how about
policy.
this section?
Sure.
That's why you make the big money.
Hey,
Yeah.
what am I getting?
Section relates.
So I do think it's important to say business and personal.
I do too.
So this section relates to both business and personal email content. Did I just say content? Just emails?
Sure.
Well,
Should only send one a day.
it's on a town computer.
That personal use of the town's email address, oh yeah, and they've got that,
Right.
fine.
Yes.
Well, don't get nervous.
That's the big one.
Don't get nervous, but I just think. I'm sorry.
Elaine's thinking.
Am I
Am
beating it to death?
Okay, we're still going to change all the employees here to users, correct?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Okay. The town provides employees with an email address for work-related use. And I think it should say only.
Well, it says personal use is not allowed, so that pretty much gives you the.
Personal use, the town email address is not allowed. I just kind of got the feeling that it should say, something like use of the town email address to send or receive employees' emails is not allowed.
It is personal use of the town.
Personal
email
use
address is not
of the town email address is not allowed.
The shorter the sentence, the more people will remember it.
Okay.
Don't.
For some reason, I just didn't think that it was clear.
That doesn't sound clear?
Don't do it.
Do they each
Well,
have
you
their
can
own
take out
town
the town
email?
provides, you could just say email addresses are for work-related use.
I'd rather say what it says. I just think it's really important that employees don't send out something that the town would be sorry that they sent out if they use the town's email address.
Do you want to underscore town's email address?
Do they have more than one?
All big, capital, dark, bold, italics, underlined letters?
Do they have more than one? Like, does each person have their own?
I would assume so. I can hope
Just
so.
those two.
Yeah.
One for the town clerk, and one for the, whatever other hat she's wearing.
I don't want to be used to that. I know you guys get
And personal use of the town,
annoyed. And I don't want the guys to be,
Yes.
We'll get it right.
Only for the Thanksgiving.
but not on film. Town should be apostrophe
Lights
yes.
out.
Town's email address is not allowed. Would you be happy if we underlined town's email address?
No.
Would that
No, I
give
think
a
we should
little
leave it
extra?
the way it is. The town provides a person with email address for work-related use. Personal use of the town's email addresses is not allowed.
Is that where you want the businesses? On that tab?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and the first sentence
That's
of the
fine.
next paragraph is a duplicate of what's in paragraph 2.
in paragraph 2 in the same section.
No, on the first page.
Oh.
I move to strike the first line in paragraph 3.
I second that motion.
I'll go with it, because I can't find the first one, so.
It says the town reserves the right to monitor and review data and whatever notice.
Emails, and it refers to emails.
So in the next sentence, an employees should be a users.
Users? Yep.
Town
See, at the bottom,
computer.
at the end of that paragraph, it says employees should not expect privacy in any activity conducted on a town-owned computer. And
That is-
so we,
I think
so
we put
that may be,
Second time intentional.
Yes, to stress it.
yeah, I do too, because I think that sometimes, you know, someone might say, oh, well, geez, what can I do about electronic mail?
Yeah.
And go back and refer to it, and if you don't have that in this section, and they don't remember reading it in the first.
Okay,
So,
but going back up a sentence where you now say a user's personal email access via town computer could be considered, could or should, or may be considered. Could is quite
Want to just put
vague.
is?
Well, I don't think it's a definite. I think that's why.
I think it's legally
Yeah.
speaking.
yeah. So it's may, maybe.
It's not as vague as saying could be.
And then may not be protected.
Right. Users should not expect. Okay. The next paragraph, what is this business here about, including those related to a respectful workplace? That phrase,
Don't like it, huh? guess
I
they
don't
like it.
get it.
Is there any other policy that talks about respectful
Harassment policies.
Yeah, what about the harassment policy? Does that talk
No,
about the
no.
respectful, is there a definition of a respectful workplace?
But we do
By the
control the
time.
usage here.
I just don't want you talking about this.
Gossiping?
Yeah.
It says with the town's
Well,
policies,
well,
including
just-
those related to respectful
Well,
workplace.
just into the policies, there is a no harassment policy. Why specifically
What is
cite
your-
respectful workplace?
Sure.
I think you should cover all town laws.
Yeah, so policies is plural.
Yep. And get rid of including.
Yeah, I just don't understand what they're trying to say.
I think it just doesn't want people talking about other people on the
Then we're putting
lies.
inappropriate
Yeah.
pictures or something.
Right.
So just leave it at town policies, period,
Yeah.
and remove including those related to respectful workplace.
I think when you start putting in things that aren't covered, you're never gonna get them all.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And then
Right.
pretty quick, somebody's gonna say, There's the 6 items, it didn't mention,
Right. That's Bill Gates' tax attorney. Doesn't say you can't do this.
That's because you're a good tax attorney.
I'm telling you, there's a mouse over there or something. You can hear the noise coming from over
maybe it's a
there?
heating vent.
Yeah.
If it's a mouse, I'm leaving.
There's a heating vent up above them.
So I saw something that big.
I didn't care if that's anything or not. I'm only volunteer Anything else in that last paragraph?
Yeah, the last line.
Yeah, any exception to this requires prior approval as deemed appropriate. I don't understand
I don't understand.
how that even goes.
Might require prior approval from the office manager, but I don't think that's appropriate.
I don't think anybody should be in anybody else's
Yeah.
email
Well,
anyway.
at times it might be required, if someone's away for 2 weeks on vacation, it's a small building.
But that would be Jennifer's job to do it.
Right, you know,
Yes,
it's
we'll
right.
take up the words as deemed appropriate
Yeah, fine.
and the call.
Just leave it at approval
From the office manager.
from the.
Oh, then it's from the office manager in there.
Requires prior approval from the office manager.
Storing and transfer.
Dog.
The second line of the storing and transferring paragraph is in accordance with the state's
State
Records.
Retention policy.
records.
Wait a minute, the
Budget.
second, what is it?
The
Second,
last sentence.
The second line,
I think that's the name of the document, records retention policy. So we should probably,
You capitalize this state.
what, records retention policy should be capitalized?
I think that's the name.
that's the name of it.
Okay.
Should it be Maine instead of state?
What if
Or
we
do you think
secede?
it's actually called
No.
state?
I mean, it's one and the same.
What if we secede to New Hampshire?
We will disband this committee.
State records retention policy. Yeah, that was easy.
It's time.
The
Yep.
stretch.
If there are questions regarding,
Yeah, then if you go down to 3, the third line, check with your supervisor
the office
or
manager,
the office manager, or the designated responsible authority for data practices. That would be the office manager.
Right.
so you want to remove "or the designated responsible authority for data practices"?
Yes.
Right.
And
I think it's highly unlikely that it, even a few years down the road from now,
That will have such a
that's
person.
not gonna still be one and the same. That's all I had.
the office manager should have this.
Oh, yeah. Last paragraph is okay.
I was gonna say, I thought you said there was something else.
I haven't seen anything else.
No, I'm good with it.
Okay.
How about you, Steve?
He wrote it, I think he's good with it.
Are you still good with it?
I don't like the last paragraph.
3 of us like it.
All right, I like it. Boy, I'm here.
on the internet.
Oh,
there is.
maybe this
That's
is
what-
where, maybe this is where storing
Internet,
and
yeah.
transferring documents, storing and transferring documents. I wonder if this is where it should address backups. That's,
Well, I'm not sure that
Storage.
addressing backups in this document is appropriate at all,
okay.
but I'll defer to Madam Chairman.
Well, only one person does the backups, and that's the office manager, am I right? And she said,
No, it's
Is
just
it
that
automatic?
technology guy.
Somebody must do it.
Yeah, somebody has to. And then you have to get into off-site stuff and disaster recovery and all that
and
kind
you
of crap.
don't think
and that's
backup should
not-
be part of a computer
Backups are not a policy
Computer
of compute.
policy?
Well,
It's
all the
not-
documents are supposed to be stored on the S drive, and the S drive gets.
And we've said that.
gets stored up. Okay. The users themselves aren't responsible for doing that.
Right, this is what we're talking about, the users.
This is a user policy.
Employee computer use
I
policy.
think backup
Okay.
would probably be job description for the office managers.
Okay.
Oh, keep the channels. Keep the channels.
No.
Get you into trouble.
Internet.
Do we need to say employees may use this access for work-related roles in a professional manner? The first paragraph on the internet.
That sounds like fluff to me.
Kind of maybe just stating that the town expects you to use it in a professional manner. First time they're addressing the internet. Probably just some guideline, in general guideline of their
Why is it just internet?
expectations.
Why is it just internet we expect to be
Because this is the
professional?
internet section.
She expects them to be professional all the time. The fact that they are in a professional setting
Yeah.
shouldn't have to be told.
To me, it's not relevant to internet.
Okay. So we can get rid of this big space too and make the occasional personal use part of this first thing, right?
What do you do? One more time?
Bringing occasional up to the same paragraph as stuff.
Okay.
Making that all, can't have, not supposed to have a paragraph in a sentence.
Not everything you do is true. Is that what you're trying to say?
Who said that?
I hate to go back.
What you going to?
You love it.
You troublemaker.
Did you find another fact?
No, this section, nowhere else does it
Electronic
say,
mail?
yeah, electronic, no, nowhere else does it say this section. The fact that it has big, bold, underlined letters saying electronic mail tells you what the section is.
Well, I think the point here is that personal and business emails are both covered by the section. We want to put that in there somehow.
What are you talking about?
Well, then this should say, this section.
It does. The following considerations apply to all uses of the internet, whether business related or personal.
Are you guys on looking on the internet?
Yeah.
Where are you?
She's back on the personnel policy.
What sentence are you on?
Then, don't you think that should be first?
Well, I think what should be.
Yes,
The
I do.
following considerations apply to all uses of the internet, business or personal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Put me down as apathetic.
I hate that.
What's the opposite of that?
Did we decide we're going to use in a professional manner?
Yes, we did.
So we're crossing that out?
Mm-hmm.
And how is it gonna add access for work-related matters, period?
What?
The town provides internet access to
To employees who work on town business.
Period.
employees and elected officials.
Well, it would say users.
You'll say
Users.
Oh, I thought we were taking the whole thing out.
I should say for work, why doesn't it just say for town business?
Users.
Are we leaving it up? Are we leaving it?
The whole employees.
Yeah, actually, we're taking that whole line out.
Oh,
I'm just-
Employees may use this access for work-related matters in a profession. We're taking the whole thing out?
yes. She was confusing me. Ellen was confusing me.
Oh, blame it on me.
No, no, I know.
Next thing you know,
You
you
kept
touch the
saying
papers.
for work-related. You kept repeating it, so I thought I wasn't supposed to take it.
All right, so this is going up to the,
So this whole second paragraph is going up to be added to the first paragraph?
Right, but we're making the line that says the following considerations is going to be the first line,
of the entire section.
entire section, yes.
Huh. So it's moved to the top of the section.
Correct.
Excuse me.
Put narrowing on up to the east side. No, I
That's what I
have
was
to.
thinking.
So what's with the money?
I spent it on dancing on.
With the two period thing.
Yeah, got it.
And that the sentence that follows that, internet use during work hours must be limited to subjects directly related to
Job duties.
Take that out.
remote town business. Or do you want it to be specific to their jobs?
Look, she could be town business. Because it might not be just that, they might be asked to look up something for someone else, so town business.
Then the next paragraph, that's, the first sentence is mentioned elsewhere too, it seems to me.
I think it's only personal use.
That would be a good spot for it.
In fact, that's where it is. Well,
It's, again, someone may not, it's a new employee and they want to, they're looking, well, what's personal use? Would they go to personal use to check it up? Or would they go to the, they use the internet? What's the
No,
rules on
I
that?
think we
goes-
write a policy and have the same thing appear in multiple sections.
I think it goes with the second sentence, though. You don't want to start this paragraph with employees may not at any time.
It says personal use of the internet during non-work hours is permitted.
However,
It's reiterating that. However, employees may not at any time access inappropriate sites. So it's talking about the personal use of it. And but then up above, we said that the first sentence is going to be, the following considerations apply to all uses of the internet or business related to personal. So here it's being more specific about personal, right?
Well, since before we've said breaks, lunch hours, we need to keep now. Yeah.
they're doing the respectful workplace thing.
yeah, I was just thinking about that.
There is.
Keep
About
going.
the fifth line now.
At
Beginning of the.
Yeah.
just stop it, violate town policies.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't want to quantify that and have somebody end up using it.
lot of includes but not limited to in this particular paragraph. There's like 3 of them in there.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
So this, you're putting in such as. Do we need to, can we just say Twitter and not the blogs and microblogs? Just Twitter, et cetera.
I'm not sure what it is.
Really?
It must come out of one of these Minnesota policies.
Sure.
Just say Twitter, et cetera.
What about Facebook?
Oh, we're keeping Facebook, MySpace, and Twitter.
Et cetera.
Yeah, but taking out blogs and microblogs.
Such as.
Because if somebody asked us, we couldn't define it.
So is that an and Twitter or Twitter?
Facebook, MySpace, Hinge, Twitter.
I think
Et cetera. I did, I put it into some.
Okay, so you can do and Twitter.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
yeah.
I guess we can just do Twitter.
No, yeah.
So,
Yep.
Facebook, MySpace, and
No, et cetera.
Twitter, et cetera.
it's not.
interesting.
And there's another technology.
Yep. May not participate in internet chat rooms. Can we get rid of the definition of an internet chat room? If you don't know what it is, you're certainly not gonna go there.
Where is that?
That's right.
Employees may not at any time participate in internet chat or in any internet chat.
Do you want the OS or? Is that a chat room on the active forum page? Is that
It's
a
more of a, chat rooms are interactive.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
are we removing an online meeting place to discuss a particular topic? The explanation.
What are what's the technical word for, when you have meetings? Video
that's a
conferencing,
webinar.
Video conferencing. That's not chat room.
No.
A webinar can be a chat room because people are asking questions and other people are answering it right away.
Well,
But that's not the same thing now.
and this says unless the topic area is related to town business.
Okay, that's what I was asking, do we want to keep that in or not?
I think,
Okay.
All right, so leave that piece in, so it'll say employees may not at any time participate. Shouldn't say at any time, I contradicted myself. Employees may not, users may not participate in any internet chat room unless the topic area is related to town business.
Right.
Okay?
do you want to include video conferencing or just in the chat? Kind of, the definition kind of big.
Yeah. I think you're right, everybody has a definition of what a chat room is. And if I said a video conference, they wouldn't think, nobody,
But-
me would think of that as comparable to a chat room.
But a video conference is usually set up by the business itself, isn't it?
Right, yes,
Right.
it is.
Yeah, by the.
My head technology department doesn't exist.
Or John.
Or in his absence or her absence.
So do you think video conferencing should be included
No.
in
No.
there?
No.
Okay.
Oh, passwords.
Again, this last sentence here, town may monitor employees, that's in the policy.
Yeah, I think we should do that.
Yes.
You know, we're gonna put all this stuff back in.
No, not.
Are you removing them?
Yeah.
Well,
The
that's-
town may monitor any
It's in the
employees.
policy section.
Now remember, the person's going to read and sign that they read this and understood it. They can't repeat everything in every category.
I think it should be in there. Just,
You're a
don't get all bent out of shape. Because see, I think that the way that it should be used is that someone who is a new employee or a new person would go, who's not quite sure, is knowing how to ask, oh, I got my policy about internet, or I got my
Well, if
policy
we make
about.
it concise enough,
Right.
it won't take them that long to read it.
Right.
Wow.
And he is gonna sign it.
And we don't run the chance of contradicting ourselves by putting something in two different places and ready to change one and not the other.
Right,
Okay.
good point.
I can tell you because I've done it. You know?
Whoops.
Yeah. That example, an example might be, an example.
No, it was in the whatever I copied it out of.
Because you know somebody's gonna use it.
Oh,
We're all
yeah.
gonna use it.
Out of respect for us.
That's right.
Okay, I'm gonna check.
And then that lock your workstation, we just say lock your station, your workstation whenever you are out of your office.
Lock your workstation whenever.
Whenever you are out of your office.
When
When unattended.
I don't think unattended is open to,
Whenever,
Reception.
so whenever you're out of your office?
yeah. For
Does
instance,
everybody have an office?
oh, they work, yeah, they work in an office. I mean, you get, you have Lauren and Jennifer in the front here. Now, if Lauren, both of them, they're back and forth from their desk up to the counter to take care of things. So I wouldn't expect that somebody in that kind of situation is gonna lock the computer to go up to the counter. It's 6 feet away. But if they go out of that office, they should lock it.
But yeah, I guess everybody would have an office, even if there's more than one person in there, they'd still have an office.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Then the board of selectmen's signatures will go on this page. And on
Does
the,
Jennifer do that correct?
she will.
Yeah, okay.
But my point is on, if you go to the last page where it says employee signature, why don't we just say it's, the title of this page is user acknowledgement? And where it says, I have received and read the above policies, just say, I have received and read the employee computer use policy. Well, it's not employee.
User, it's just computer use policy. now.
Yeah. Because what I expect will happen is this will get torn off and put in the personnel.
Should have
file
said the term
first.
of act
Not the whole
somewhere
thing.
here.
How about I received, read, and understood the above or the computer use policy?
Dated, whatever date it is, because it can change. I mean, if I had to sign something, I want the date included of the document that I'm acknowledging.
Well,
It says
signature
employee
date.
signature date, / date.
Because are you going to give this to each employee every time it changes?
If you want a new signature, yes. So you should, because if something substantially changed, it doesn't do
Yeah.
the town
Right.
or the person
Right.
any good to have something obsolete in the file.
So in that
Just wanna
case,
make
would
sure they do
would
that.
they sign a revision, Rev A, Rev 1, Rev 2, or
Well-
revision dated?
That will be in, they usually put it above the board of selectmen's signature when it was adopted and approved.
I think it should, somewhere on this form, if this gets, is this going to get disconnected to the rest of it, or is it going
I
to
expect
stay
it will,
as
because
part?
I don't know that Jennifer, if you put up here what they've received, computer use policy dated.
So
or
it-
adopted.
so it should-
Approved by the Board of Selectmen.
Okay.
on
Yeah,
whatever date.
okay.
Well, then
And you know
have to make
that-
sure you maintain that as well as the other ones. We're getting into
Maintain what?
We have to maintain the date on this as well as maintain the date on the Board of Selectmen.
No, we'll leave it blank. And then they can just fill it in
When they
whenever.
sign it.
Well, what if you put the signature thing on the same page as the Board of Selectmen signature, that would have the revision date on it?
Okay, yeah, fine,
So put this on the bottom of this one?
right.
And can you put the word?
And so then this
understand in there
whole-
somewhere?
I did, understood.
So when an employee signs one, the whole entire thing is filed in their personnel file? Or just the,
Just the
I thought
signature,
it was
Signature
just a
page.
and then give the policy to the employee on it, so.
okay,
So
so
if you,
I think it needs to say the town of Acton's computer use policy, because nowhere on this document does it say the town of Acton.
Okay.
also, I think we could take out that word that says, when it says to ask, opportunity to ask questions. If you're saying I've read and understand it, do you really need to say, and I've had the opportunity to ask questions?
And it might be important.
I mean, we're not talking about first graders here.
Well, you know, if it ever ended up being something that happened, then it ends up being a legal case.
If you said you understand it.
Would the
that means-
lawyers expect them to have that say that there?
don't
Is it
think
for legal purposes?
No.
What if they don't understand it and have to ask questions?
So they're not asking questions. But they're signing, saying.
If they don't ask their questions before they sign this, they're fools, and I don't want to
Right.
employ them anyway.
Okay.
So you're saying that you don't think that they should, it should say have had an opportunity?
Language.
Yeah, we don't have any microphones tonight.
So you're saying that you're going to remove and have had an opportunity to ask any
I have
questions?
received and understand.
I have
Is that what you meant?
Received, read, and understood the town of Acton computer use policy approved by the Board of Selectmen.
All this to yield signature.
Correct.
I saw something interesting.
Employee signature page.
This one here, this is in this.
And you wonder why we don't know
Why
where
did I
it
ask?
is.
Back in July of
It
2012.
looks official.
Well, I just noticed this actually. I had printed a whole bunch of stuff out at the beginning when we first started doing it, and I had forgotten about this, but this is really kind of interesting. It's the computer system usage policy.
Or,
It's for a municipality, actually. And what they've done is, the acknowledgement becomes, the whole computer system usage policy is on the form that they acknowledge. Little tiny, tiny.
yeah,
square.
right, like I'm gonna be able to read that.
But it's something to consider, maybe, for possible consideration if they wanted to save on paper and then that way, if there's any changes to it, then a person would have to sign and be acknowledged any changes.
All right, so they put in the employee's signature first, then stating the policy.
That's
We
the-
just put it at the
Before
bottom.
you would have shown, sign and drive. Have to drive first and then sign.
Of course.
Sounds a Volkswagen, somebody's.
Thanks, but this format doesn't allow the board of selectmen signatures that we do in this town. But otherwise, I think it's we put it at the top, you put it at the bottom. And frankly, I don't can't make it another change.
I just thought it was
All right,
interesting.
you're going to do your section and send it to me in an email.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will do the other.